Let's take a breath together. And let's take another. When I do it like that, it kind of sounds a little bit like waves. I don't know if you heard it or hearing behind me the waves on the screen, but I sometimes like to think that slowing ourselves down or pacing ourselves is not always something we can just naturally do, because I think we are faced with realities we can't control and life that comes crashing on us sometimes. What I learned is, or am continuing to learn, is that these waves come on sometimes when we don't know it or don't expect it. And what we need to do or learn is how to be a bit more prepared when they do. And it's not to push them away, but to be able to ride them. So to learn to ride the wave, or be almost playing with it, or not enjoying the wave, but making the most of it is maybe the best way of putting it. And in mindfulness, we kind of talk about sort of making friends with our emotions and our sensations and our feelings, and it's a lot easier said than done. It's a practice that kind of we build on, and it's about allowing and not judging when we feel things in an intense way. So I don't know what you're going through, but collectively what we might all be going through is heightened panic or anxiety, followed by other lulls and moments, because we're restricted in many ways of what we could do and could do before. And some of us have new or different or more expectations on us, especially maybe in the family realm, that we didn't necessarily feel prepared for. And we also don't know what's coming up or what more will come. And there's a little bit of dread that there's more literal waves of cases, and bad news, more and more bad news to come. And it's like, how do we brace ourselves? How do we be ready for that? I don't have the answers to that, but I can offer you some companionship through that, if that's the best way to put it. So knowing that we're in this, we're collectively experiencing it, and we can be caring for each other. So there's two things in practices in mindfulness. The first one is about for your own practice, it's creating or having an anchor, so something that you can come back to. So a lot of people have their anchor as the breath. So in any given moment, you can focus on your breath and just bringing it back to your body in the here and now. My anchor tends to be actually more connected to nature, and I actually love to have the sound of waves on, or water trickling. It's for me a sensory anchor, so tuning into my sense most often of just of hearing. So sleep too, I found it is particularly hard in the last while, and I kind of actually find it easier to have something on, and I'll put in earbuds, a nature sound, or someone telling a story, but something that helps me to tune away from, make it a little something else to put my attention to than just my preoccupying thoughts. So an anchor is something, to keep coming back, to bring you back in the present, which is in a sense the only thing you really have the control over in the moment. And if you want to build your muscle of resilience, then coming back to the present means being able to be where you're at and live maybe sensations, emotions, and feelings less intensely than when you're actually having to face them. So to actually have to face that difficult news, or face quick decision making, facing reactions, other people, whatever it might be. So when you're in the course of your day and there isn't something directly in your like directly going on, it's helpful to have those other moments be more calm or still. And it takes training to kind of do that. So it's coming back to that anchor again and again as needed. And they talk about it as our monkey mind that just jumps around to all these different things. So it isn't to be guilting you, okay, I'm thinking about this again, or I'm worrying about this again. It's just that it's also giving you a little bit of a break to soften the experience of what you're going through, softening it by tuning sensations to sound, hearing, whatever it might be. And also could be, again, just your breath, something that exists within you and that's always there. So I want to try and do an anchoring meditation. We're not going to take too long because I want you to just really practice that on your own, followed by a loving kindness meditation. So first, beginning with just getting comfortable. Trying to lower your shoulders if you can. If you're lying down or if you're sitting, make sure you're sitting comfortably. Feel the weight of yourself kind of sinking down. See if your head, kind of coming out of your crown of your head, is lifting up and out. And we're just going to do some breaths, listening to sounds of waves. You don't have to mimic the movement or the sounds of waves. You could just be following how your breath is going right now without judging it. Just noticing it. Maybe it's noticing the movement of your chest as if it's a wave coming and going. And if it's helpful to kind of like allow your body to move a little bit as you're taking the breath in and as you're taking a breath out. Let's do that a few more times. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out, making sure you're kind of sinking down as you breathe out. Shoulders, everything sinking out. Coming again back to that anchor. If your thoughts are wandering, it's okay. Just try and encourage them gently, kindly to just come back to the physical of what's going on right now in your body. The breath in and the breath out, shoulders dropping. Your breath in again. And the breath out. Notice if there's a little bit more stillness than there was before. If maybe the muscles in your body are a little bit less constricted than they were. Maybe it's not working. That's quite possible, and that's okay. I invite you to actually, we're going to do the next part as a kind of muscle constriction. It's part of a progressive muscle relaxation technique, which involves tensing up different parts of your body gradually, each one, and then also then releasing it all. So building up the tension actually and releasing it. So we're going to actually do that together, and mimicking that we're anticipating this huge tidal wave, okay? So starting off as we see it in the distance, creeping up, It's going slowly, but we know it's coming. So let's like tense up our toes, crunch them up, and then we're going to move. As that stays tense, you're going to move now to your ankles, your under here, sorry. Moving that up, tensing, tensing, tensing. Knees, your thighs, keep tensing. Now tense your bum and under your bum, every little muscle that's in and around there. It's getting uncomfortable. We're still seeing this wave coming, so we're even like its tension is just building even more. It's building around our stomach, coming up to around our chest. Our arms are clenching. That's moving up all the way up here too. Clench that. Your shoulders bringing up high like this. To your ears. Now you're going to do your forehead and cheeks, nose, mouth. Okay, we're going to tense, tense, tense. We're just anticipating it, anticipating this big wave. And it's coming and it's coming. And as it's about to crash into us, if you want, you can fall back even as it hits you. But everything needs to be released. So if you don't want to fall back, you just take everything in. But if we're staying tense, the wave is coming, it's coming, and it's coming, it's coming. Here it goes. And as it hits you, sigh a huge release. Sigh a huge breath of release and release it. 1, 2, 3. Here it goes. Relaxing every part of your body now. Every leg muscle, and from the toes to where your bum was, your shoulders should sink lower now. Everything in your mouth, your jaw is released. And does your body feel any different now? Do those same areas that were tense feel a little bit less tense? The idea of the progressive muscle relaxation is that by tensing it up, we're also training our bodies to know what tension feels like, but also know what release feels like. So we can carry these tensions for quite a long time and be walking around casually. We get back pains and all these other things going on, not relating to the fact that, oh my goodness, like I've been going like this all day. And like muscle tensions, all kinds of places. So it's a good practice to do. It's one that's also helpful before or while in bed to tense and release those areas of your body. I find the image of the wave probably a really good one because that mental, emotional anxiety and anticipation is built up for that. So I think it's important to do this, build up and release, so that we feel release, so we feel what release feels like and know how to come back to that. So I invite you to take the time to do that as well. Our next meditation is the loving kindness meditation. So we're going to take time to now do something with our worries for people. So when we sometimes feel helpless, we can't do anything for other people, or we have them in mind and we're doing a lot, but we're yet still, our minds are still nonstop thinking of what I could have done more, what I could do tomorrow, or next time I see them, or if we can't see them, how powerless that might make us feel. So this next meditation is really thinking about someone and sending them, could be in a religious sense, could be praying for them. In loving kindness, it's bringing them to mind, they call it, and wishing them well. So it helps to have a phrase in mind, and repeating the same phrase for different people. It allows our minds to wander a bit less and not get caught up in a story and then thinking and then how we're relating to them or what we think they should do or what should happen with them. It just is this, it's kind of like it's a wish, it's a statement, it's a prayer, and we don't know in what ways we might impact them, but we do know that we care about them when we're thinking of them, and it's important to give that some acknowledgement and its own time so that we can also feel less helpless and feel connected to. So it does lend itself well if you close your eyes just to be free from other distractions, but you also don't have to. You could just stay here and pick something to stare at, either in the screen or something in where you are, and just to fix a point. That's a helpful thing to do. So we're going to take the time, and I want you to think of someone who's on your mind a lot right now. We're going to say these phrases together. For this person, may you be safe. May you be free from emotional suffering. May you experience the highs, the lows, and all the in-betweens, but with many breaks of joy. Let's say that again. May you be safe. May you be free from emotional suffering. May you experience the highs, the lows, all the in-betweens, but a lot of breaks with joy. May you be safe. May you be free from emotional suffering. May you experience the highs, the lows, all the in-betweens, but many breaks with joy. If you need to switch and think of someone else, we can do that too. Bringing someone else to mind. May you be safe. May you be free from emotional suffering. May you experience the highs, the lows, all the in-betweens, but have many moments and breaks with joy. May you be safe. May you be free from emotional suffering. May you experience the highs, the lows, all the in-betweens, but many breaks with joy. Let's say that for ourselves. Thinking and saying it to ourselves. Say, or if you want to do it collectively, may we be safe. May we be free from emotional suffering. May we experience the highs and the lows and all the in-betweens, and many moments with joy, many breaks with joy. Let's say that again for ourselves. May we be safe. May we be free from emotional suffering. May we experience the highs, the lows, and all the in-betweens, but with many breaks with joy. You could keep taking time for this. You could turn on sounds of waves or anything else, something again that helps to keep you a bit centered. But repeating the phrase does have its own way of sort of calming us, bringing us back to now, and being able afterwards to walk away and say, I'm connecting, I am caring for others, I am doing something. And even in the course of doing something is about keeping myself more peaceful, more in tune with what's going on with my emotions and states, so that when I do interact with others, it's not coming with misguided emotions, frustrations that aren't really targeted to that person anyways. It's just a way for us to, when offering ourselves, when we have that chance, it's offering a best version of ourselves. Thank you for taking the time with me today. I encourage you all in your own time and ways to live those waves that come and go in their intensity, but know that you can ride them, you can get through them. We can all get through them, and we can connect and collectively do this too. So, wishing you well. May you be safe. May you be free from emotional suffering. May you experience all the highs and the lows and all the in-betweens, but with many breaks with joy.